In our last video, we left the pavement behind and ventured deeper off the beaten path towards Bahia de las Animas. Along the way, we encountered thousands of giant cardone cacti as we zigzagged our way along the Baja Divide Trail. Though our time at Las Animas was brief, it was not wasted. Beth and I were in great company, and we really enjoyed the experiences everyone brought with them. We took time to explore our surroundings, taking notes of where we might camp on the next Baja trip. As much as we would love to have spent another night here, there were promises of better beaches and an old Spanish mission still to come. But first, we needed to complete the next leg of our journey, 120 miles on the Baja Divide Trail. So as we leave our beautiful Bahia de las Animas, we head across the Sonoran Desert further south to our next destination. Marco's in the lead, heading out. The Jeep Compass behind us, driven by Paul. And then we have Natalie behind them, and behind Natalie in her well-equipped JL Rubicon we have, let's see who's back there, I believe it's Chris in his really sparkly clean black JK. So he's also having a minor mechanical issue with his alignment. It looks like his rear axle's out of line. When we get to our destination later today, we're going to address that. And then behind him we have Rhino Adventure Gear, Joost, bringing up the tail gunner position, and he had an amazing morning. He went for, I would guess, about a 5-mile paddleboard out into the Sea of Cortez, and took a lap around an island. Got to make friends with some sea lions or seals. Before hitting the main section of the Baja Divide Trail, I stopped to check my coolant while waiting for the others to catch up. With everything looking good, and with a long and dusty day ahead of us, it was time to push the limits of our fuel reserves. Got another couple of hours of dirt road, and hopefully we can get through it without any issues. We have one vehicle that has no spare tire after slicing a sidewall yesterday, and of course there's my coolant issues, and we're gonna kind of continuing to doctor that along. But yeah, what's an adventure without something going not according to plan, right? Our adventures would not be possible if we didn't do our research or take time to scout different locations along our route. After all, this Baja trip won't be our last. Oh my gosh. So here we are on the Baja Divide Trail coming out of Bahia de las Animas, and it's the first time for Marco on this section of trail. We've never been this way. Found a beach back over my right shoulder that we definitely want to come back and explore. There we both saw a trail that led off that way and made some notes so we can come back here for future exploration. Baja does not disappoint. The conditions along the Baja Divide Trail are unpredictable, constantly changing, and deteriorates quickly the further south you go. As always, remain vigilant and expect the unexpected when driving on unfamiliar terrain. About 50 miles into our drive, we came to the junction for Rancho Escondido and Punta San Francisquito, both offering camping, food, and fuel. After conducting a survey of everyone's fuel situation, we decided to push on towards San Ignacio. However, remote locations like these are worth doing your research and adding to future itineraries. I think they understand me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a nice to.
Just keep it like that. Easy. Slow, slow is gonna drop. Slow, slow, slow. Come on. Slowly, slowly. All right. Let it roll, let it roll. Let it roll.
With Natalie next in the lineup, she was eager to get her tires dirty and went for the A-line. It didn't take her long to slay this obstacle, setting up Chris and Joost for their chance to have fun. Why should the kids without trailers have all the fun? It was time for Marco and me to have some fun and drag our 9,500-pound rigs over this obstacle. My Boreas XT and Marco's Patriot X1N are built for this type of terrain. Both equipped with Cruise Master suspension and articulating hitches, we made short work of this punchy obstacle. Our time on the trail was taking a bit longer than we anticipated. San Ignacio was still a few hours away, and if we were going to avoid driving in the dark, we would have to pick up our pace. Driving in Mexico after the sun sets can be dangerous and should be avoided if at all possible. But of course, I had to stop and add some coolant. This was becoming problematic and making me a bit nervous. There's nothing on the ground.
No, you're burning it. It's not. You're burning it. You're not. I mean, you can tell when you fire up that motor.
This 10-minute delay set us back even further. It was time to find our way to the pavement. Knowing we were still 50 miles from the next fuel stop, we watched our fuel gauges closely as the sun was getting lower in the sky. We still had about 30 miles left on the Baja Divide Trail and another 60 miles on Highway 1 before we would stop for the night in San Ignacio. The Baja Divide Trail took us a bit longer than expected and had us driving our last 50 miles in the dark. With full tanks of fuel, we paused for just a moment to watch Joost negotiate with what could have been his forever dog, Lefty. After a long and tiresome day on the trail, we were finally in the historic village of San Ignacio. I'll spend some time later showing you around the town. But right now, we needed some food, and Marco knew the perfect spot.
Right around your shoulder here. What do we got? Yes. That is a man that's been driving all day. All day. He deserves nothing but the best. Yay!
So small.
The following morning, we woke up to the oasis that is San Ignacio. Surrounded by a thick grove of date palms, the Paraíso missional campground was the perfect spot. We all enjoyed a slow start to the morning and took advantage of the mild weather to adjust the alignment on Chris's JK and to dive a little deeper into my motor issues. We also listened to Joost tell us about his master plan for becoming Dad of the Year.
If I did, I would probably be Dad of the Year at home right now. Maybe not Husband of the Year, but definitely Dad of the Year.
How are you?
I'm good. I couldn't resist. I was listening to the conversation. I believe you're sending a new dog.
Yeah.
It's
He's
so
bringing
cool.
all the dogs back.
No, it's really exciting. I'm so happy for him and his family. Congratulations.
When this site was discovered in the first years of the 1700s, it was a water source that was needed to sustain future travel, hence it being an oasis. San Ignacio is just littered with date palms and the friendliest people that you could ever imagine. As I look down into the courtyard, I'm looking at the orchards and the rose bushes, the carob trees, and it's just wow. Located approximately 455 miles south of Mexicali along Highway 1, Mission San Ignacio was founded by the Jesuit missionary Juan Bautista de Leonardo in 1728 at the site of the modern town of San Ignacio. The location proved to be a highly productive site agriculturally and served as a base for later Jesuit expansion into the Central Peninsula. Throughout the 1700s, the site served as a central gathering place for Dominicans, Franciscans, and Jesuits passing through Baja. Though the mission closed in 1840, the church remains part of an active Catholic parish to this day. The town square in San Ignacio is quaint, providing some great places to eat and shop. Take your time as you walk around the town square so you can experience what San Ignacio is truly about.
Off to the next one!
Our time in San Ignacio was spent enjoying a slow start to the day, making repairs to mine and Chris's Jeeps, and exploring this oasis in the middle of Baja California. This is one town Beth and I want to come back to, so we can use it as a home base as we explore a bit of the west coast of Baja. As we headed out, we were excited for the short day ahead. With only 110 miles of driving, we had time to spare so we could stop in the historic town of Santa Rosalia before continuing on to our beach for the night in Bahia de Concepcion.